what has come out is that the Obama administration allowed Hezbollah, which is the militant terrorist arm that is active in Iran. It allowed Hezbollah to not only continue to traffic in drugs into the United States, but to launder money as well.
Wow.
And Hezbollah had ties with the Zeta drug cartel in Mexico. And basically the DEA was told to turn a blind eye to what was going on. And so there's documents that have been put out there that show that that's just explosive. That Obama was so willing to give away the bank. Not only did he give all this money up front, surreptitiously, by the way, we didn't even know it was taking place until plane loads of money that we had to go even outside the currency of the United States because we just didn't have enough cash on hand were flown into Iran.
Like, when you say plane loads, you mean planes filled with money?
Cargo planes filled with money.
Wow.
Were given up front to Iran. And so now we come to find out that not only that, but that, as I said, that the drugs that were coming into the United States were coming from Iran into the United States through Mexico via the Zeta cartel down there. And not only that, but that the money laundering that was taking place was funds that were going back to the Revolutionary Guard to be able to supply terrorism activities throughout the Middle East. That's big. That's huge. Because basically what it says is that President Obama and John Kerry, who was responsible for negotiating this nonsense, basically... in my mind, and this is my mind, so I'm just telling you that this is nothing short of treason. That President Obama took an oath of office, which he violated so many times. But his oath of office, his first job was to protect the United States. And by allowing drugs to come into this country uncurtailed, and by allowing the citizens of this country to be subjected to that, with the DEA turning a blind eye and not taking any action, is a clear violation of his oath of office.
So this took place back in 2016?
Yes.
Okay. And it was like, what, $4.1 billion or something?
Yeah, well, it's close to $1.5 billion or something like that, but it was a ton of cash. Okay, so that's that. So that was just brought to the forefront this last week. So that's huge. The other thing that I thought we would just talk about is there is a city councilwoman in Philadelphia who has determined that she knows that, well, first of all, she's determined that the reason that crime rate is so high in the city of Philadelphia is because of bulletproof glass. A lot of vendors, because the crime rate is so high anyway, have installed bulletproof glass, and that it's and to protect themselves. And so she's basically making the assertion that bulletproof glass is contributing to the crime wave, and so she wants the city council to put an ordinance in place to stop the installation of bulletproof glass. Now, clearly that falls within... What's up with that?
So she thinks that by removing the ability for stores to protect themselves, that will cause...
Yeah, I know. It's just crazy. It's just craziness. But that's how these Democrats think.
Well, is she trying to say that like it's escalation, like essentially, like at the end of Batman Begins, how the commissioner and Batman are talking, and they're like, good job, you've stopped crime. And then the commissioner's like, well, you didn't think about this one thing. And then he hands him a Joker card, and he's like, essentially escalation is now going to happen because you've taken this step. So now the criminals are going to take this step. It's going to get worse. Is she claiming that by putting bulletproof glass in, it's essentially like inviting criminal activity? Like literally that it caused escalation?
Yeah, that's her claim. And pulling the Joker card is a good, is a good way to explain it, because it is a joke. The next thing that she will be asserting is that they should curtail locksmiths from allowing locks to be put into businesses, because that's causing the crime rate to increase as well.
It's a little bit like victimization of, or not victimization, but it's a little bit like mischaracterizing the victim as inviting the crime, like in rape, for instance, is like, oh, you dressed that way, so now.
Yeah, but that's what these Democrats do.
Okay, it's a Democrat thing.
She's a Democrat. I mean, it is what it is. I can't change the fact that she's just, like so many others, she's just nuttier than a fruitcake.
All right.
I don't know how these people partially deserve what they're getting. They partially deserve what they're getting because they elect these people to office. But it's like you look at that and you go, wow, really? Mm-hmm. What's up with that? It is a head scratcher.
That's a weird one.
That's all I got for you this week.
Okay. You're sure about that?
Yeah.
Do you have a poll for us yet?
No, I don't.
Okay. Okay, so that's all he's got for this week. Do you have any Christmas wishes?
Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night.
I totally thought you were going to say, and to all, bah humbug.
No, that's not my words.
All right, so we'll be back. We're not planning. Are we planning on taking a Christmas break there?
No.
Let me just take a look at our calendar schedule. I might not be available to do a Christmas or a next week's show, so we might have to push it back maybe just a day. But in any case, we'll get it on the books. So, without further ado, you got anything else?
Nope.
Okay. If you're someone who's seeking answers to know more about your faith, if you're new to Jesus Christ and the Bible, please just check us out at the help tab at vigilance.blog. The Truth Time with Pastor Monty podcast is an external ministry of Aletheia Bible Fellowship of Portland, Oregon, and it is a member of the Vigilance Radio Network, a part of vigilance.blog, ABF's web portal that provides helpful and interesting resources for the church, local and at large. If you are interested in today's topics or just staying relevant, go ahead and check out vigilance.blog, or you can check us out on Facebook and Twitter. I'm Pastor Josh, your engineer and senior pastor at ABF, and this has been Pastor Monty. Thanks for tuning in. Merry Christmas.
The views presented in this program are not meant to express the specific views of the Aletheia Bible Fellowship. You are listening to the Vigilance Radio Network.